हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
नागेश्वराय शिव नागेश्वराय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
शिव नागेश्वराय शिव नागेश्वराय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
शिव नागेश्वराय शिव नागेश्वराय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
सोमेश्वराय शिव सोमेश्वराय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
सोमेश्वराय शिव सोमेश्वराय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
शिव सोमेश्वराय शिव सोमेश्वराय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
रामेश्वराय शिव रामेश्वराय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः
हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय
नागेश्वराय शिव नागेश्वराय हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय
शिव नागेश्वराय शिव नागेश्वराय
Just turn the light up. Just turn the fan up. Upside.
Sunrise is this side. Yes.
Just 2 minutes to make the temple. But then the 2 bricks is going to get it.
Pesky right in the backyard in the store. Yes, in the backyard in the store.
From the Siva. Come. Put the yeah. Put you can from this like last day. Come again. Where's the coconut? Coconut. One coconut. Where's it? No, coconut. The other is coconut. What's it?
Check it. Get it.
Yeah, I'll just make a small watch from the top.
Are you going to carry? Would you like to carry? Or when it's going, you want to carry? Okay. Put this one side up for the last. That roses, yeah. You need to wait for another more 15 minutes. Yeah, just switch off the engine and wait.
We're all set, bro.
In this block, I blocked that road.
Tell me when you're ready, then we can come.
Are we ready? Yeah. Right. We need 6 family members, no shoes. Please, can you go forward? You can leave the shoe inside, Ligam. But 6 family members, no shoes. You can go and start proceeding. Shivaya. Om Namah 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 Shivaya. Om Namah
Vanakkam. Good afternoon, respected elders, family and friends. We are gathered here to invoke the blessings of God Almighty as we invoke in the name of Lord Siva to bless the noble soul of dear Poobalan Naidoo's soul to rest in eternal peace and to attain moksha. For this, we would like to begin with our invocation prayer. I kindly request all of you, please join. Harihi Om. Aanai Mugan Arumugan Ambigai Ponnambalavan ஞான குருவாணியை உள்நாடு உலகெல்லாம் உணர்ந்தோதற்கரியவன் நிலவுலாவிய நீர்மலிவேணியன் அலகில் சோதியன் அம்பலத்தாடுவான் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தி வணங்குவாம். அம்மையே அப்பா ஒப்பிலாமணியே அன்பினில் விளைந்த ஆரமுதே பொய்மையை பெருக்கி பொழுதினை சுருக்கும் பொழுத்தலைய புலையனேன் தனக்கு செம்மையே ஆய சிவபதமளித்த செல்வமே சிவபெருமானே இம்மையே உன்னை சிக்கன பிடித்தேன் எங்கெழுந்தருளுவதீனியே Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om. Thank you, Nandri. Kindly be seated. We are now going to chant Om Namah Shivaya for next few minutes. We're giving the opportunity to the family members and members of the community to come forward to pay tribute. Maybe we can get each row of chair once, and once they go and take a seat, we'll bring them the second row of people. So please kindly help us. Then we would like to now chant Om Namah Shivaya. And sorry, we do put a little note there. When you're coming to offer the tribute, please kindly remove your footwear and come and do the tribute to Poobalan. Thank you. Mikka Nandri. people when we start with the service. I'm just going to pray for you first. Thank you. Those who are coming now, before we begin our service, can you come forward to pay tribute, take your shoes off, and you can come through to pay tribute. Thank you. You don't mind? Take your shoes off? You don't mind? No, that's our tradition. And I humbly request all of you, you're coming here to a Hindu funeral and you need to observe all the protocols as per our religion, and we humbly request you to follow that. If you don't want to, please take your seat. Thank you very much. May I I start, I want to start talking about Poobalan. On the 12th or 13th of April 1990, my journey began in the Western Cape. I came from all along the way from our motherland, from South India, to this unknown territory of South Africa to begin my religious work. Late Poobalan Naidoo was involved in the Siva Aalayam council on those days, and for a long time they are searching for someone to come and do religious services. And he continuously insists that council on those days to bring someone. Firstly, they tried for a person to come from Mauritius, and that did not materialize. Somehow, the call from Lord Shiva reached to that part of the land of mine that I happened to land up here. And he made a commitment that time to the Siva Aalayam Council. Whoever comes to Cape Town to begin the religious service, I will house that person for 3 months. Then the council will need to find an accommodation and then try to do. Also, not forget to share the life on those days. It's not easy. The Siva Aalayam community had a huge challenge. Somehow, with the help of Poobalan Naidoo, that happened to stay at his home, that created a great bond between myself and the family. A very hard-working, humble soul. Every morning, before the sunrise, the man is out. You will hear the van is getting started. He's gone. Then I only see him in the evening around 7 o'clock or past 7 sometimes. It happened to be one day I asked him, "Why are you leaving so early?" Then he told me, "Don't worry, if you're interested in get up early, come with me early morning." So one early morning, up was 4, we got into the van, we went to Epping Market. You must see, you cannot walk the speed that he walks in the morning through those little suppliers and go and get his business done within 45 minutes to an hour, and all his goods are ready to load up in his van, and then he goes to work and spend most of his life in that shop. He had a little room where Pramila prepare a meal or breakfast, everything. And even when they come evening home, they bring the food for me, cook there. She just come home and then we sit together and eat. So this is how I know of this man. Spend most of his life in Thornton Road, running that little shop, get connected to many, many of his customers. This morning, the body was taken because his soul was there in Thornton Road. And then he used to tell me about his life and how the business was started by his parents and how he used to work over there. Talk about all his big family, about the sisters and how they were grown up together as one family. It was such a wonderful conversation that we used to have. That's how I know of this humble, humble soul. I never thought that I'm going to officiate his funeral service today. But God's will, that he suffered a bit. And I was at his bedside on Sunday afternoon around 3 o'clock and get saved. And we all say to God, please grant peace to the soul. The merciful Lord Shiva grant that eternal peace. At that same evening, around 5:45, he left this world. His soul is continuing the journey to meet the Maker. I'm standing here to pay tribute to this wonderful husband, wonderful father, wonderful brother, wonderful grandfather, and a dear friend and brother-in-law, Sagalapadi, we must say our religious term, to few of the family members here. On behalf of the Siva Aalayam community, we value your contribution that you have made to preserve, to protect, and to promote the Hindu values in the Western Cape. We salute you, Poobalan, for your invaluable contribution. And he made that foundation for me to be here. And I also want to share this to you. It was a quite strange experience for me to move from my motherland to South Africa. So one evening I told him, after 14 days of my stay in Cape Town, I decided, no, this is not the place for me. He came from work, and I told him that time, it used to be called late night flight. The flight only cost 150 rand. Imagine, in 1990. So one evening he came back from work. I told him, Pooba, please, you need to do me a big favor. He said, you know what I must do? So can you drop me in the airport? I told him, what's happening? He said, no, I need to go urgently for my paperwork. I have to say something to you. So please, can you drop me in the airport? Which he dropped. And it took me about a month to understand this community and the need and the purpose that I'm here. Then I came back after a month. Then he spent me quite a few evenings motivating me and telling me all about what is need to be done now, what is need for this hour. I never forget those moments of long conversation, late evenings. One side, the sports going on the TV, but the whole conversation continues. Then I'm becoming a boxing fan by sitting and watching boxing with Poobalan Naidoo in the evening. And I came to know quite a few players also. So, and then one evening I remember that he used to tell me this. Look at this. How much of kick and knock this fellow getting. But can you see, he get up and fight again. Life is like this. You may get knocked out a few times. You get challenges sometimes. But never give up. Get up and fight. Fight for your rights. Fight for what you want to do. So these are some of the wonderful words of motivation that which I have received from Poobalan. And I'm here today that we are here to celebrate the wonderful life of a humble soul, a great businessman, very clever, very organized. Sunday afternoon, he back to shop again. Asked him what are you doing? He said, no, I need to finish all my weekly paperwork because Monday begins my busy day again. So that's how he worked and served the community of the Western Cape. Let's remember this great soul. Let's sing all these great songs today by invoking God's grace upon the noble soul to rest in eternal peace. We would like to begin with Kalai Nirai Ganapati.
Om
Upper Swamigal's Devaram, page number 40, song number 33. Osai Valiyallam Anai. The great Upper Swamigal says, God, you are the sound and you are the light of this universe. Please grant the light upon the soul, show the direction to reach to your holy feet. Osai Valiyallam Anai.
Pasamara
in 1991 May, the Siva Aalayam brought Pittukuli Murugadas, one of the very famous devotional singer from India, and we hosted Pittukuli Murugadas in the Western Cape. And Poobalan Naidoo offered his van to transport the entire troop. And I was accompanying with them when we visited the Table Mountain. And as we are going on the trip, and Poobalan Naidoo said, please, can you sing one song for us? Well, he's traveling. He took us all over the Western Cape on a tour. And this is a song that Pittukuli Murugadas sang for him on the van. We would like to now sing that song for him as a very special tribute. Wonderful song. The song also says, Kanda Muruga Varuvaye Shanti Perave Arulvaye. God, please grant peace for me. So this is a wonderful song that we would like to offer now today to Poobalan Naidoo as a very special tribute. From page number 195, song number 113. Om Tiruchitrambalam Kanda Muruga Varuvaye Shanti Perave Arulvaye Kanda Muruga Varuvaye Shanti Perave Arulvaye Kanavalla Vazhendru Solvaye Kadithera Oru Paadai Arulvaye Kanavalla Vazhendru Solvaye Kadithera Oru Paadai Arulvaye Kanda Muruga Varuvaye Shanti Perave Arulvaye Kanamenum Vaarayan Neivame Kannal Kandar Podume Kanamenum Vaarayan Neivame Kannal Kandar Podume Tunayaga Varuvaay Enadaruire நீ சொன்னபடியே நான் பாடுவேன் நீ சொன்னபடியே நான் பாடுவேன் கந்தா முருகா வருவாயே சாந்தி பெறவே அருள்வாயே கந்தா முருகா வருவாயே சாந்தி பெறவே அருள்வாயே எந்தன் மனம் உன்னை தேடுதே உந்தன் எழிலை பாடுதே எந்தன் மனம் உன்னை தேடுதே உந்தன் எழிலை பாடுதே நீ எனதாகி வந்தால் உனதாகி வாழ்வேன் நீ சொன்னபடியே நான் பாடுவேன் நீ சொன்னபடியே நான் பாடுவேன் கந்தா முருகா வருவாயே சாந்தி பெறவே அருள்வாயே கந்தா முருகா வருவாயே சாந்தி பெறவே அருள்வாயே ஓம் திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். One of the other very good values and the respect that Poobalan holds in his heart for his late parents. He speaks volume about the father and the mother, how strict they are when it comes to various aspects of life, and what they have taught him in his life. And he speaks about that in volumes. And also in his life, only the last 2 years, I can say so, due to his health, he could not able to do a particular offering that he do in the name of his late parents, was in our Hindu tradition called the Malay Bhakshan offering. So in the month of September, October, there are 15 days comes as the Hindus' all-soul period, where the Hindus pay tribute to all the departed soul in the family lineage. And Poobalan, with his family, without fail, they make an appointment according to my availability and make sure that they do an offering to the departed soul in the lineage. So when he do that, it's not only just for his parents, also for his in-laws, the brother, and everyone that passed away in the family lineage. He think of everyone when he do that offering. That's something that not every individual does, and the way that he does in his life. So today that also pay tribute to his parents and to all those, to his beloved brother, I think Jagannathan. Yes, I remember that. Yeah. So Marudamuthu and the mother's name? Subama. Yes. So all these names without fail that you do an offering and pray for their soul to eternal peace. And this particular song that we would like to offer today in our sacred text from Tevaram, from chapter 7, by Saint Sundaramurti Swamigal, Vaalvavadu Mayam and Mannavadu Thilpam. The great master says, life is elusive, that this body becomes earth indeed, ash to ash and dust to dust. We came from this earth and we will go back to this earth. Let's celebrate this birth of humanity. Patinatha, another great South Indian saint, says, Pirattal, Pirattal, Manidalai, Pirattal, Aridikan. Tevaram speaks about sevenfold birth. The seventh birth considered to be the human birth. This human birth considered to be the gift of God. What is the difference between an animal and a human being? The animals don't have a knowledge of reasoning, but they also have a similar body structure like us. That's why many medications nowadays, first they want to test it on animals, see if it's work. They also love. If you have a pet at home, then you know what is the love that I'm talking about. I have a little dog at home. I'm telling you, he's better than my children. Sorry to say this. This is the reality I'm talking to you. Because they are very faithful, very protective. They don't take no nonsense. I'm telling you this. So what makes us so special? Because the humans have something blessed by God. It's called the knowledge of reasoning, buddhi, we call that in my language. God given you that, so through that buddhi you understand what is good and what is bad, what is permanent, what is impermanent. And through that you can elevate yourself, you set your soul into a higher platform and go closer to God. So Sundaramurti Swami will say, celebrate this birth of humanity. Don't go and fight. Fight in the name of God. That's what's happening in this world. who is better than the other, who is powerful than the other, who is richer than the other. Because we came to this world, we brought nothing. When we leave this world also, Mr. Naidoo is possessed to so many things. There's anything that he took it with him? Nothing. The house he lived, the car he drives, nothing. All the good and bad that whatever he did in his life, only going to go with him, the two real friends. The Hindu saying says, there are the two real friends, be with you till the soul reaches the eternity. The good and bad that you do in your life. That's why Swami Shivananda says, do good and be good as much as good possible. Do in your life. That will set your soul in a higher platform. So Sundaramurti Swamigal also says the same. Life is short. This body is going to be earth indeed one day. Ramalinga Swamigal says, Indru varumo, naalakke varumo, matindru varumo adiyen. I don't know when my day. Either it is today, tomorrow, or day after tomorrow, but my day will arrive. God, give me the strength and the courage to do good to the fellow men. So in that understanding, celebrate the life that given to us by God. Every moment is precious. Spend it with family, spend it with friends. Do good to others. Do good to your own family. And then the last paragraph, the author says, never forget God. Chant God's name. Whatever the name and form closer to your heart, chant that holy name. Sing that glory. And surrender to that holy name. By doing this, you will reach the heavenly abode that Sundaramurti Swamigal refers in this song. Yavan Sivan Adiyargalukku Adiyen Adittondan Devan Tirukkedarathai Uran Urai Seida Pavin Tamil Vellar Paraloga Tirupar. To reach the eternal abode. But simply living a loving life, caring life, and God-fearing, devoted, honest life. That when you always do this and celebrate the life with these values, and always do good and be good, and chant God's name, sing the glory, you will reach the eternal abode. Let us sing this song, song number 52, page number 52, song number 39. Om Trichitrambalam.
Parida
So after this, young gentleman, we're going to hold on the floral tribute for a little while. I'm going to have a few speeches. Firstly, I would like to call upon Vasanta Munsami to come forward to pay tribute to Poobalan Naidoo.
Vanakkam, Prem Namaskar, good afternoon, Assalamu alaikum, Moweni, Goeiemiddag, family, dear friends, respected Guru. According to Hindu philosophy, existence is a cycle of birth, life, death, and rebirth, and that the soul survives physical death and is reborn in a new body if it did not yet reach a state of moksha or liberation in the previous life. So it's comforting to know that our loved one is not really gone, but has moved on in their journey to spiritual truth and liberation. It's my honor as one of 24 nieces and nephews to be a narrator for the sentiments of the entire family. Today we honor the life of a dearly departed soul known as Poobalan Naidoo, to many family and friends. Daddy, please children, Chandran, Saindri, and Sanesh, and daughter Durbanville. His wife Premla of 55 years, he was known as, she didn't really call him by any name, because she respected him. She came from that generation. Tata to his 3 grandchildren, Savannah, Kiasha, and Tavish. Anna to his younger sisters and cousins, Tambi to his older sisters and cousins. Tambi Mama, or just Mama, to all his nieces and nephews. And as all my older cousins call him Tambi Mama, we all followed him calling him Tambi Mama, despite him not being our Tambi Mama, and he's actually our older Mama. His journey with us has finally ended, and his soul has transitioned to the next phase of his journey. Mama struggled with his health for the last 10 years of his life. It started with heart condition, diabetes, and hypertension. Then in the last 5 to 6 years, signs of dementia. And slowly but surely, the man he once knew was no longer. His mind and health deteriorated, and he had to eventually require the assistance of full-time caregivers. His wife, Premla, and daughter Sandra first became his carers before they needed to secure the full-time services of carers to assist with his daily care. Even though Mama, as I fondly addressed him, Tambi Mama, didn't like to be the center of attention, he did have an undeniable impact on those with whom he interacted. If he was here today, he would focus on the happy memories and joyful experiences shared over the years. Mama had kind eyes and a broad smile, which would warm the room and bring life into anything boring, even the boring activities. He was born the 3rd eldest of 9 children, 2 sons and 7 daughters. To Madhurutta, known as M.A. Naidoo, Supama, later known as Durbanville Naidoo. His sisters fondly remember what happy times they spent together as children. Growing up in a large family with a big yard, they recall fondly playing games from skipping ropes to playing marbles, netball, and football. His sisters remember him as a really good, funny, respectable son, father, brother, grandfather, and friend. He was adored by the customers. Mama loved his food, especially his desserts. Premla is a master cook and prepared the most delicious food and baked items. She certainly knew the way to her man's heart, and he loved every bit of the pampering he received. Mama was a prankster, and so no one was safe when he was around. He enjoyed teasing his sisters, especially my mother. You see, the 2 of them were close in age, and he would tease her about being skinny and compare her to the birds with skinny legs. He would point to a tree and say, "See there, that's you." I must add, she didn't take it lying down and gave it tit for tat right back to him. He and his late brother Jagareesan would try to outprank each other. So there was never a dull moment in their home. They all grew up in the family business, a gentle dealership, as Guru said, in Thornton Road, Crawford. His sisters recall how he would even prank the kids that came to the shop. He would sneak around the counter and quickly tap their shoulders to flick their ears and then sneak right back around the counter without them even knowing. They would turn around in dismay and see no one. He also liked to pinch the children's cheeks when they entered the store until it turned red. From then onwards, all the kids would enter the store with their hands covering their cheeks. He loved the customers and enjoyed interacting with them. And they in turn adored Mr. Naidoo. He knew them all by their name, and over the years they became like an extended family. He had a head for business and worked very closely with his parents when they ran the store. He was hardworking, dedicated, and disciplined, and continued to grow and improve the business even after they retired. He developed a keen eye for displays and won several awards for best fruit and veg displays. He married young Poobalan Naidoo from Curristown, Durban, and they were married for 55 years. Together, they worked hard to grow their family of 3 children and their business. Life was good, and they enjoyed traveling many times to see the sights and sounds of the Far East and other countries, spending time with family near and far. One of these trips to India, they forged ties with one of our long-lost families who left South Africa to settle in Coimbatore, India. And he maintained close ties with them over the years. Dinesh, a nephew from India, wrote this message when he heard of Mama's passing. Memories are something which keeps us moving. As we travel, we indulge in activities, not realizing that we'll be reliving them in future. Today, here I am, reliving those beautiful memories or moments with my beloved uncle. The good part is that the Atma, that is the soul, has left the body to pick up a new one because it's no longer useful. It's as simple as we discard our old dress for a new one. The sad part is we lack the skill in identifying him in the new dress. Uncle, it has always been wonderful knowing you. Om Shanti. Another message that came through from India was from Kamini Nathia Andan, and she writes, My dear Poobalan Mama, I still can't believe that you are no more, and I write this tribute to you. You were always so vivacious, warm, and loving whenever you visited us in India. You spoilt us with lots of goodies, and I hold on to those precious gifts. I still can't forget how you admired and encouraged my dance and music by telling Kamini is full of harmony. He loved to rhyme. Because of you, we got to meet our relatives in Cape Town and in Durban in 2017. When we met in Cape Town, you promised to visit us, but you left us with a heavy heart. We have lots of memories together, which I will hold and cherish forever. As you said, your Kamini is full of harmony, Mama. Om Shanti, Adyoma Mama. Another message from India, from Ram and Vani, Kamini's parents. There are no words that can express the bond that we had thousands of miles across the world. My mother, Meenakshi, was born in Cape Town, so she always wanted to keep in touch with her cousins in South Africa. And it was made possible by Poobalan Mama, Hannah, when my mother was in her 50s. You were the bridge that brought us together with our cousins living in South Africa. You all know me as Vani, the name given to me by Anna. But my actual name is Vanasachi. Though my mother didn't visit South Africa, she saw all people, from grandparents to newborn babies, through photos which Mama sent. I got to know that some of you didn't even know of these pictures. I am proud to have them through Anna. Your presence will always be with me. Farewell to you, Anna. The Siva Aalayam had a special place in Mama's heart. He served as a counselor for many, many years. At every kavadi, Mama would help to move the kavadis after the prayer concluded. He was quick and meticulous. Mama will be remembered as a quiet, engaging family man who put his family first and ensured that they were well taken care of. His youngest sister, Anshila, was the last to leave the nest and wants to thank Mama for all the advice that he extended to her when she was young, especially when she still worked with him in the shop. She'll always remember the swell times when the families got together. She'll miss him dearly. Aunt Ponma expressed her sadness in losing her brother. He was both a brother and a father figure, and a close friend in times of need. She will miss you, but will always remember the wonderful, funny, joyful, and playful memories. Aunt Umbra remembers a playful, dedicated, hard-working brother. In a house full of women, he would always try to curry favor with his father by tattling on the girls. All his siblings echoed the same memories about their brother, that he was a fun-loving prankster who was hardworking and disciplined. He was a big brother to 5 of his 7 sisters and a younger brother to his 2 sisters. Having grown up in a house full of women, he learned to become a gentleman. Odeon Mini Market is synonymous with Mama. He was Odeon Mini Market. It was his great pride and joy. But just as his business was his pride and joy, his wife, children, and grandchildren was his life. He was very proud of his children and maintained a close relationship with them. His grandchildren gave him so much joy it was clear to see. His face would light up in their presence. From Chandran, Sainri, and Sanish, the following words. To our dad, words cannot express our deep sadness. You leave a great void in our home and lives. We're forever grateful for the wonderful father and grandfather you've been to us. All our cherished memories are etched forever in our hearts and minds. Your values, hard work, and dedication have paved the way for us, and we hope to live up to your expectations. I can recall Mama's face lighting up whenever Hatta or any of the children would enter the room in the hospital. Even as water becomes one with water, fire with fire, and air with air, so the Atma, or the individual soul, becomes one with the infinite Atma, or the universal soul, known as Brahma, and thus attains final freedom. Today, our dear Mama's body, his vessel, will be cremated and become ash, but his soul will live on forever. Farewell, Mama. We will remember you always. His wife and children would like to extend their sincerest thanks to all who showed their support and love during this very special time, and while he was convalescing, they are eternally grateful. Thank you to Guru Krishna for the last rites on Sunday. Just 2 hours thereafter, he was able to close his eyes and go to rest. Thank you for conducting the service and for all your guidance and care. Thank you to the prayer group and to Aunt Rogini for the decor. Thank you to Visva and Maggie from the Burner cousins as well for arranging the meals. Thank you to Siva Aalayam for the satsangs every evening. Thank you to Dina and Madhavan for later on setting up the hall. Thank you to the Pinetown Funeral Services. Our gratitude to you for the dignified manner in handling our father's remains. To all the carers over the years and the nursing staff at the hospitals we would like to say a big thank you for the dignity, love, and care you provided him. To all the families who traveled from near and far, we are grateful for your support and love. Thank you for everyone for taking the time to pay your last respects to our father. If I didn't mention your name, please accept our apologies. Those that are not going to the crematorium, please stay and enjoy a meal before you leave. And thank you, everyone, for listening attentively.
Thank you, Mikanandri Vasanta. Can I take some of those family members who are here to come to pay tribute, and we're going to sing a song. You are my shining star, Kartikeya Muruga, Vadivel Muruga. Muruga, Muruga, Shakti Vel Muruga. Kartikeya Muruga, Vadivel Muruga. Come to me, Lord Muruga. Tribute. My Vanakams, Namaskارams, Namaste, my humble pranams, revered Guru, and to all of you present. On this sad occasion, we celebrate the life that the late Poobalan led. We bid farewell to the mortal remains, but while doing this, we do grieve because of the years he spent amongst us mortals. And in that, we also have to remember the good things that Poobalan accomplished while on this earth.
We've heard the anecdotes from both his niece and the revered Guru. I don't want to go on and talk about those things again, but I'd rather talk from the heart, because that's what Poobalan was to all of us. As we said, or as was said, he came from a very big family of 7 sisters and a brother. From the late family of the Naidoos, and the Naidoos are huge in the Western Cape, that I know. And he married into a family of Naidoos in KwaZulu-Natal. Yes, true. Poobalan kept very strong ties with everybody, from one huge family to another, marrying the 5th daughter of a family of 10 siblings. 9 daughters and 1 brother. Coming from a family of 7 sisters and 1 brother who was late. So you can imagine what a party they had when they were together, either here in Cape Town or in KwaZulu-Natal. And everybody spoiled him because he had a taste for the exotic foods in life. Absolutely. You know, while talking to the family, they brought back memories of the road trips that they had with the late grandfather, and thereafter with the late Poobalan Naidoo. The stops that they made, the fun that they had, and everything that they did at their destinations. When he got to KwaZulu-Natal, where I hail from, I know every home that they visited had very special meals. And the meals, strange enough, was not around the sister that they missed while she was here in KwaZulu-Natal. It was all for the brother-in-law. True. He was a prankster. He made jokes. He had names for every one of them, including my wife. Yes, that's true. So that's what they are going to fondly remember him by. It's just a few of us who could have made it are here today. The rest are at home. But they are celebrating his life in grief at the same time. From a very young age, as was made mention, he got involved in the business with his family, dad. And he built this business with his family. And on marriage, Premila joined him there from a very, very young age. And they built this business. But together with this, my interactions with him, and from what I've heard, I know that he was a very astute businessman. And he built this business into an empire. An empire that the family was proud of, and even the community that he served. They all looked up to Mr. Naidoo. He was known as Thambi or Anna. But people, because he was called by that name, know him as Thambi. They know him as Thambi. So you can imagine how endeared he was to their hearts. They loved him tremendously. As mentioned by Guru, he immersed himself in his business. But this did not create a barrier for his love for his family and friends. He loved them dearly. He was a family man. Whatever he did, even in the business, was geared towards his family. His children. He taught them values of respect, love, affection, to value things in life, to respect others and be humble. Because he was a very humble soul. I never heard of Poobalan raise his voice. I never ever heard of him raise his voice. Soft, humility, that's Poobalan. He encouraged them to work very hard and to reach for the stars in all their endeavors. His grandchildren, while speaking to them last night, they remember their Tata as a prankster, a person with humor, and that's lovable. That's what they're going to carry through. And I know that his passing is going to leave a void in their lives, but that void is going to be filled with the lovely memories that they have. As with all other family members, because I see that all the family members are here to pay their respects and tributes. So Poobalan has a special place in all of your hearts, and even with the neighbors. Just as in the community, he has two communities, one here and one at his place of work. As made mention, he received accolades and awards. There's one award that he received from a church that speaks volumes for his social responsibility, for what he gave back to the community. Guru made mention of what he did for the community at home, in allowing Guru to embed his roots here and enjoy the fruits of the Western Cape community. So that tells you what a community-orientated man he is and was. And we must salute him for that. The children would like to tremendously acknowledge the tireless work that Premila put in to take care of Poobalan and the family all over the years, and more especially in the darker days of his life. She did what many others wouldn't have done. Really. As much as we've had caregivers, she, together with the children, didn't supplement it, but took over. So, Premi, the children want to say a very, very big thank you. They love you so very dearly. And I'm certain wherever Poobalan is right now, he's saluting you along the way. Thank you so very much from all of us here for making him so very, very comfortable in his last few days. His sisters, I know there's going to be a void in your families, in your hearts. But as made mention, all those pranks, everything else that he did, one of the sisters spoke about yesterday, the chocolates that they took first when the boxes came into the shop. Thambi knew about it. Don't think that he didn't. But those are memories that you're going to enjoy. And keep them close. And you'll enjoy those memories. To the grandchildren, to the children, he's left you with a legacy. It may not all be material, but the legacy is what we remember, the values, the humility. If we can just take one leaf of that book, our lives will be so much more richer. This morning, the hearse came through the through the vicinity of where the shop was or is. The community members were there. They loved him to bits. As I said, it wasn't him just taking care of the community with the shop being there, but he gave to the community. He took care of the poor and the downtrodden that came for his help. They will remember him for that. So the legacy is not just him, his business, is what he did. The family would like to place on record the sincere thanks to everybody that has assisted in whichever way, be it in cash, kind, verbal support, to the neighbors, to everybody that has been there. I bring you greetings from everybody else from far and wide, more especially in KwaZulu-Natal. Their hearts are with you today. Vasanta has said thanks, but I want to leave you with this. The memorial service for the late Poobalan will be held on Sunday, the 11th of September. It's during the afternoon. The time and the venue will be communicated to you in due course. Please partake of the meals that have been provided. Safe travels back home. We thank you for your presence. But please do not forget to give this family your continued support to overcome and embrace this loss. I thank you so much. Vanakkam.
Thank you, Mikanandri Naninaka. I remember the word that he said, given back to the community. I very clearly remember when it's come to mid-November, beginning of November, Poobalan and Pramila comes late evening home. Then I asked him, oh, it's too late today. No, we do something from our shop. It is called a hampers. They prepare a special hamper during the Christmas time for those who can't afford. Then they will go and buy those little hampers. So they're busy packing, putting together those packages. And then I remember that in the last good couple of years back, then he told me he managed to run those specials at Odeon Mini Market with the little handballs. And he had a special deal with Macro, a group of shops together. They buy together and they have a special for the community of that little area in Crawford. So he does something very unique. So I remember all those things, how he do things silently, given back to the community in his own little ways. So we are now thinking of all those great memories of Poobalan today. And also, I think Vasanta mentioned, I remember that when I went to India, he never forget those families in India also. He used to make little parcels. One year particularly, I traveled to that place in Coimbatore, in Gandhipuram somewhere, Ganapati something. So I went and delivered that parcel for that auntie. So I met that senior lady. She asked me, do you know how to speak Afrikaans? I said, I don't know. So then I asked her, yes, I learn Afrikaans. I speak Afrikaans. I said, oh, that's very proud to know. She left. She's one of the person that after the 1860 arrival, a group of people decided to go back home when Mahatma Gandhi arranged for the people to go back. She's one of them, went back home. So she still remember places in South Africa, and she was inquiring about how the politically situations are, how we're making progress. So he never forget that family also, sending them little axe oil, camphorated creams, and all of that for that auntie, for her warmth and comfort. So that was his warm heart reaching out. I remember many, many of those things today that coming into my memory. So May his noble soul continue the journey to meet the Mecca. Now we would like to conclude and then proceed. Due to the Maitland crematorium is under maintenance, we have to now proceed to the Durbanville crematorium, so it's quite a long drive, and we would like to proceed as soon as possible. And I kindly request all family members to get that special roses. Please come around, and we would like to sing the concluding part of the bhajans. We're going to start from the selection of Shiva Puranam, Namah Shivaya Varga, Nadandal Varga, then followed by Mukti Neri Ariyada and Kalapriyam. Can I kindly request Sanesh, Chandran, Amma, all of you all please come forward. Give them the roses, ma. Can we start with the Namah Shivaya Varga? No, Namah Shivaya Varga, we can sit down and sing. When we sing in Mukti Neri, then we can start. கருளியவாறு ஆர் பெறுவார் அச்சோவே. ஓம் திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். கல்லாப்பிழையும் கருதாப்பிழையும் கசிந்துருகி நெல்லாப்பிழையும் நினையாப்பிழையும் நினைந்தெடுத்தை சொல்லாப்பிழையும் துதியாப்பிழையும் தொழாப்பிழையும் எல்லா பிழைகளையும் பொறுத்தருள்வாய் கச்சியே கம்பனே. ஓம் திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி. வாழ்க அந்தனர் வானவரானின்னும் வாழ்க வானவரானின்னும் வேள்க தன் புனல் வேந்தனும் ஓங்குக ஆழ்க தீயதெல்லாம் அறநாமமே. சோழ்க வையகமோம் துயர் தீர்க்கவே. சோழ்க வையகமோம் துயர் தீர்க்கவே. ஓம் திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். லோகா சமஸ்தா சுகினோ பவந்து समस्त मन्मंगलानि भवन्तु. स्वस्ति प्रयाप्य परिपालयन्त्यां ज्ञानेन मार्गेण मगीमगीषाः को ब्राह्मणोऽभ्य शुभमस्तु नित्यं. लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. ओम शांति शांति शांतिः. தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி. இன்பமே சூழ்க, எல்லோரும் இன்புற்று வாழ்க. ஓம் சாந்தி சாந்தி சாந்தி. ஓம் நம பார்வதி பதையே. நம பார்வதி பதையே. நம பார்வதி பதையே. Thank you. மிக்க நன்றி. Those who are coming with us to the to the Durbanville crematorium, so you can do so. We are going to take R300 to reach there, and then to Wakawango, and then going to the Durbanville crematorium. And those who are going to stay behind, please give the family a few minutes of time. As soon as when the body proceed, the meals will be served immediately thereafter. Please kindly participate in the meal that they're going to be served. Thank you very much. Also, not forget to say thank you to Brandlin and to Pinetown Funeral Services for the very dignified funeral service. I must also say this today. This is giving me opportunity to say thank you to Brandlin and Pinetown Funeral Services for donating a coffin to a family in Langa. A mother lost her child, a young lady at the age of 30 years, had a health challenge and passed away. This mother used to work for us on a casual basis at the Siva Aalayam. Then when I called her, then she told me that I am in deep trouble and I got no money and my daughter died. I don't know how I'm going to bury her. Then she asked me to donate 500 rand. Then she's going to ask other people. I said, no, this 500 is not going to make any difference to you. Then I said, give me 10 minutes, I'll come back to you and see what we can help you. Actually, I phoned Brandlin. I want to buy one coffin and donate it to her at least from my side. Then Brandlin told me, you don't need to do nothing. That coffin come from me to that woman when we're celebrating Women's Month of August. Let's give that dignity to that lady. Let's take the tear of that mother. That was Pinetown Funeral Service. I want to pay tribute to you for that love and kind that towards the lady don't even know who she is. But yet he reached out to that particular person. Thank you very much for that. Mikka nandri. Now we're going to proceed to the Maitland, to the Durbanville crematorium. Wait for me.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
Close by because I think
Okay, I'm So only one brother.
Only one brother. We had two brothers. Both brothers is gone now.
Okay.
okay. So sorry to disturb you all. Please listen. Once the capital is lit, the body is
yes.
Get in the car then.
Yes. You are on the
Yeah.
Just get you that thing.
Oh, Namah Shivaya. Put the camphor closer together. Yeah, light it now. Yeah, give me the lighter.
Just watch the group.
Yeah. You're going to move and then you're going to put the water behind this. You're going to go in the front.
Ciao.
God be with you till we meet again. By his counsels guide upon you. With his sheep securely fold you. God be with you till we meet again. Till we meet, till we meet, till we meet at Jesus' feet. Till we meet, till we meet. God be with you till we meet again. God be with you till we meet again. Keep love's banner floating o'er you. Smite death's